One betrayal, one secret meeting, and one single decision that destroyed every chance these characters had to escape what was coming. Episode 9 of The Testaments gave us an ending that felt cold, painful, and almost impossible to believe. The most shocking part is that the betrayal was hiding in front of us the entire time. Small moments, strange reactions, and quiet conversations were all warning signs that somebody was going to turn against the group. But nobody expected the damage to be this massive. By the end of the episode, trust was completely broken, alliances were destroyed, and the future of the Resistance suddenly looked darker than ever before. What makes this episode so powerful is not just the twist itself, but the emotional weight behind it. Every character believed they were fighting for survival, but survival inside Gilead always comes with a price. And in this episode, that price became very clear. At the beginning of episode 9, everything feels tense but still hopeful. The Resistance believes they finally have a chance to move forward with their plan. After spending so many episodes building secret connections and risking their lives, it seems like the group is closer than ever to exposing the truth. But the writers do something very smart here. Instead of giving us immediate chaos, they slowly build a feeling that something is wrong. The silence between characters becomes uncomfortable. Conversations suddenly feel shorter. People stop looking each other in the eyes. Even during scenes where everyone appears calm, there is pressure hiding underneath every word. That is what makes the episode so effective. The danger is emotional before it becomes physical. One of the biggest warning signs comes from the character who later becomes responsible for the betrayal. Earlier in the season, this person looked loyal and fully committed to helping the Resistance. But episode 9 starts showing cracks in that loyalty. There are moments where they hesitate before answering questions. Their face changes whenever the plan is mentioned. They also begin acting more isolated from the group. At first, it looks like fear, and honestly, viewers can understand why. Gilead has created a world where fear controls everybody. Even the strongest people eventually break under pressure. But the deeper meaning behind these scenes becomes clear later. This character was already thinking about survival over loyalty. Another important detail is how the episode keeps reminding us that nobody truly trusts anyone anymore. One character hides important information because they are scared of being exposed. Another secretly meets with someone connected to Gilead leadership. Even small conversations feel dangerous because every sentence could lead to punishment or death. The show does a great job showing how living inside constant fear changes people. Nobody can fully relax. Nobody can fully believe another person. That emotional pressure slowly pushes the entire group toward disaster. The episode also spends a lot of time focusing on leadership inside Gilead. While the Resistance struggles to stay united, the people in power are already planning their next move. What makes Gilead terrifying is that it does not only use violence, it uses manipulation. Leaders know exactly how to break people emotionally. They understand that fear is stronger than force. And episode 9 proves that perfectly. Instead of attacking the Resistance directly, they target the weak points inside the group. They make people question each other, they create doubt, they make betrayal feel like the only possible way to survive. One scene that now feels extremely important is the quiet conversation near the middle of the episode. At first, it seems harmless. Two characters speak carefully while pretending everything is normal. But the dialogue is filled with hidden meaning. One line about doing what is necessary becomes much darker after the ending. The person speaking already knows what they're about to do. That moment completely changes once viewers understand the truth. It was not just a random conversation, it was a confession hidden in plain sight. The emotional tension becomes even stronger because some characters still believe they can save each other. They continue talking about hope, escape, and exposing the truth. That hope makes the betrayal hurt even more later. The writers want viewers to believe the group still has a chance. They give us emotional scenes where characters reconnect and remind each other why they started fighting in the first place. But under all those emotional moments, disaster is already moving closer. The episode keeps building this feeling that time is running out, even before the characters realize it themselves. Another reason this episode works so well is because the betrayal feels realistic. It is not done by a cartoon villain or somebody obviously evil. The person responsible looks terrified almost the entire time. That fear matters because it shows how broken the world of Gilead really is. People are not only fighting enemies around them, they are fighting their own fear every single day. The betrayal happens because someone stops believing survival is possible without sacrifice. In their mind, turning against the group becomes the only way out. That does not make the choice right, but it makes the tragedy feel painfully human. By the final moments of this first part of the episode, the atmosphere changes completely. Hope slowly disappears and gets replaced by suspicion. Characters begin noticing that something feels wrong, but by then, it is already too late. One wrong move has already started a chain reaction that cannot be stopped. And the most heartbreaking part is that the people being betrayed still trust the person standing beside them. They have no idea the entire plan is about to collapse from the inside. The real turning point of episode 9 happens when the betrayal finally moves from suspicion to reality. Until this moment, the episode keeps viewers trapped in uncertainty. We know something feels wrong, but we still want to believe the group can survive. Then, the writers completely destroy that feeling in one devastating sequence. The scene begins quietly, which actually makes it more powerful. Nobody is screaming, nobody is running. Instead, the tension comes from the silence between characters. You can almost feel that something terrible is about to happen before a single word is spoken. The person responsible for the betrayal looks nervous, but also strangely calm at the same time. That emotional mix becomes very important because it reveals the truth about their state of mind. This was not a sudden mistake made in panic. This was a choice that had already been made long before the scene began. What makes the betrayal so painful is the level of trust involved. The victims are not expecting danger from inside their own circle. They are focused on outside threats, which is exactly why they become vulnerable. Throughout the season, the group survived because they depended on each other emotionally. Every risk they took only worked because they believed loyalty still existed somewhere in this broken world. Episode 9 destroys that belief completely. The betrayal does not only ruin the mission, it destroys the emotional connection holding the resistance together. One of the smartest parts of this episode is how the writers hide the betrayer's real feelings until the last possible second. During earlier scenes, this character still acts supportive. They continue helping the group. They continue pretending everything is normal. But when you look closely, there are several signs that the pressure inside them is growing. Their answers become shorter. They avoid direct eye contact. Sometimes they stay silent during conversations where they would normally speak up. These moments looked small at first, but now they feel incredibly important. The show was quietly warning viewers the entire time. The actual betrayal scene becomes even darker because of how personal it feels. This is not just about politics or survival anymore. These characters shared secrets together. They protected each other. Some of them even risked their lives to save the very person who later turns against them. That emotional history changes everything. The pain comes from realizing the group was destroyed by somebody they trusted completely. And the worst part is that the betrayer clearly understands the damage they are causing. Their face during the scene says everything. There is guilt there, fear too, but there is also acceptance. They believe there is no way back anymore. Another detail that makes this moment unforgettable is how quickly the power balance changes. 1 second, the resistance still believes they control the situation. The next second, everything collapses. Suddenly people are exposed, plans are ruined, and escape becomes almost impossible. The writers show this collapse in a very realistic way. There is confusion first. Characters struggle to understand what is happening. Some still refuse to believe they were betrayed at all. That denial makes the scene even more emotional because viewers already know the truth while the characters are still trying to process it. The betrayal also reveals something deeper about life inside Gilead. The system does not only punish people physically, it slowly destroys their ability to trust each other. That is how Gilead stays powerful. Fear turns people against one another until loyalty becomes impossible. Episode 9 finally shows the full effect of that system. Even resistance fighters are not safe from emotional manipulation. The betrayer did not wake up evil one morning. They were pushed, pressured, threatened, and emotionally cornered until survival became more important than morality. That idea makes the episode much darker because it forces